Bravo 007, turn right, heading 185, reduce speed 180 knots. 185 on heading 180 on speed Golf Air 007. Speedbird 124, reduce speed 160 knots to 40 me.
Reduce 160 to 4, speed 124.
Hello there guys, hope you're all well. Matt here, once again with another challenging approach video. It has been a while, we are now on episode number 8. And number 8 brings us to Kai Tak, which has been requested by a lot of you for a long time. As you can see, we're just flying towards the overhead of it at the moment. The scenery is a little bit laggy. I tried to tweak it to the point where it wasn't laggy, but I haven't been successful. So I just kind of gave up and was like, okay, we'll do it anyway because it's flyable. It's just a little bit stuttery at times, but I don't know. It will work. Anyway, we're just flying towards the Charlie Hotel VOR, which is called, and my pronunciation is always fantastic for Chinese places, Chung Chao, apparently. And we fly towards this at 8,000 feet, and then from there we leave on a heading of 270 degrees. For 7 miles, and if you can see, I have put a 7-mile range ring around Chung Chao, so we need to fly that for 7 miles. Once we leave Chung Chao on the 270 heading, we're going to be descending down to 6,000 feet to be level by the 7-mile marker, and then we're going to continue down to 4,000 feet in a swinging right-hand turn to intercept the localizer for the IGS approach for runway 13. Then from that, it's steady descent down the glide path until we reach the middle marker, which is our missed approach fix, and or missed approach point, whichever you want to call it. And then from there, we'll be flying either the missed approach if we can't carry on for some reason. If not, we'll take the autopilot out, maybe a bit earlier, depending on how much I can see. Fly towards the checkerboard right at the last minute, swinging right-hand turn onto the runway, hopefully in the middle at some point, and we'll come to a stop. Fingers crossed it works all well. It should do. There's no real reason why not. But at the moment we're just on the 270 radial outbound. Well, not really on the radial. I'm following the LNAV path at the moment because my friend Stephen Bell decided to write some SID-star files for the Pmdg aircraft, which puts Kai Tak into your FMC and also puts the IGS approach into your FMC too, which is extremely useful, especially considering how old everything is. As far as the airfield, you know, it's no longer in service even, and yeah, so that's extremely helpful. I'll link where to get the files below. It's just a copy and paste job. It's pretty simple and it works quite well. So descending down to 6,000 feet at the moment, and we're currently on flap 1, which is fine for now. We'll start to slow down a bit more and get some more flaps out when we make that right-hand turn. We want to ideally be configured by the outer marker. If not a little bit before, and we can pull out the autopilot. But the weather it's not too bad. Bit of cloud. As you can see, the visibility seems to be okay. But you never know. The weather in FSX can be the most unpredictable at the best of times. So approaching the 7 DME marker now, and we'll start the gentle right-hand turn. It's actually basically you turn right to 045. And then on that heading, you intercept the localizer, which is a bit of a nasty cut. I mean, it's 40 odd degrees, but that's the way they do it, and it's to avoid some mountains, which is just on the right-hand side of the aircraft. They've got a peak of 4,100 feet, so it's you have to kind of swing a right and keep just out to the east, sorry, the west of those, before you turn back towards the localizer to the east. So flap 5 now, and slowing down nicely. Everything is looking just fine. And the airport you see just off the nose, sorry, at kind of 12 o'clock, is Hong Kong, Vhhx, which I'm sure many of you have flown to if you fly the 747 or the 777 or something like that. For any of your BAV members, or I don't know, every bloody VA flies to Hong Kong, it's fine. But it's a nice airport. There's some decent scenery from Imagine Sim. I would have had it enabled if my frame rates weren't already as low as they are, and then you could have seen some nice scenery, but unfortunately I couldn't do it. Anyway, just because I'm a perfectionist and I didn't want to level off before I hit the glide path. Vertical speed it is, 800 feet a minute-ish. We'll change that to make sure that we remain doing something called a continuous descent approach. I kind of get a bit anal with them. I got taught how to do them. It's really easy. You just adjust the vertical speed so you continue going down without ever leveling off. There's probably a little bit more to it than that, but that's the way I use. That's the way I fly. So vertical speed, and speed is good. Just coming up on the localizer now. The right-hand turn very shortly. Arming the localizer. Now this scenery by, is it Fly Tampa? Yeah, Fly Tampa's Kai Tak before everyone else asks, because I know they will. And there's the localizer. I don't know why it's so laggy, I'll be honest with you. I mean, you think, especially with a machine of my power, it would be fine, but it's really not. And it's not fun, but maybe because it's old. I highly doubt they're going to revisit it and fix it though. I don't think that's ever going to happen. But you can see now, we're just approaching 4,500 feet, and the glide diamond is just approaching us as well. So it looks like this is going to work out just fine. We're still in vertical speed, but that should change the glide slope green very, very soon. Come on, you can do it. And there we go. Kind of. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. Brilliant. Okay, glide slope is green. So now, it's just a case of descending and flying the 088 radial into the ILS. Well, it's not really a radial, it's a tracking 088 on the localizer. And we'll then fly it down to 660 feet. At that point, it's either go around or carry on. Looks like the weather is on our side. Once we get through these clouds on the right here, it looks pretty clear. So that shouldn't be too much of an issue. Right-clicking FSX like a champion. UI automation core.dll fix if you right-click FSX too many times and then your flight simulator crashes. I've covered that in a previous video before, just in case you're wondering what that is all about. We'll take the gear soon, but for now, we're just flying a straight line. Track IR being a champion. It's really not very good with when it's laggy. Track IR, it's not fun at all. You need fluid frames. Can't really do much about it. Okay, so gear down. And we'll wait for the green lights. Well, it's not really green lights, it's a display on the eCam. And we'll put flat 15 down. There we go. That's flat 15. We'll match that with the speed. Put it down. And now it's all about getting configured as quickly as we can.
2500.
There's a call out. Now I looked at the weather, there's a bit of a crosswind, you can see it right on the nose of the aircraft, so when we turn onto final we're going to get pushed to the right of the centre line. So we're going to have to kind of fly it a little bit to the left and then fix that with the rudder. Coming down now with all the flaps. We'll bring it back to VREF plus 5. And on the speed brake. All the lights are already on. So now we're in a state of we are good to land. Now it's just a case of flying it manually, which I shall do now. Now I have control. Now the fly-by-wire with the 777 gets a little bit botchy, is that even a word? When it's laggy, because it can't keep up with itself. So yeah, it's a bit odd. When you're used to flying constant, like 30 FPS everywhere, and then you go here, and you're getting what, 20 at the moment. That 10 really makes a difference. But anyway, 12 o'clock of us, you can probably just make out the checkerboard. It's kind of like a red and white thing on the hill, dead off the nose. We're also looking for the approach lights, which I can just about see. They flash and continue flashing and curl to the right. That's what we're aiming for. It might look like we're a bit low, but we're really not. I mean, look at the glide path. We're pretty much perfect on the glide at the moment. Localizer, we're a little bit left, and I mean a little bit left of the track, but there's really no problem. So now it's just a case of flying towards it, and we are completely visual. I can see the runway up ahead there on the right hand side, so the 660 foot issue is not a problem. We can just carry on flying. You can see the flashes of approach lights. 1,000 now. And the checkerboard is more visible, what did I just say? Visible, there we go. It's just on the side of that hill, kind of, let's see, maybe I can edit an overlay in, I'll stick an overlay there. I will, I'll point an arrow at where the checkerboard is. Okay, hopefully that worked. Okay, so the approach lights at 12 o'clock, you can see them now flashing around. Approaching minimums, we're about to hit minimums. Everything is stable.
Minimums.
There's the minimums call. We are continuing, so we'll call landing. See the runway just off the right hand side. And then it's just a case of flying this round. All the way into the runway.
Caution, terrain.
Could have inhibited that, but we're not going
Caution,
to.
terrain. Caution, terrain.
That's what I mean about the little freezes. Good. 3 red. 3 red?
300.
Where? 2 red, 2 white. It's 3 white, 1 red. But that's fixed.
200.
3 red, 1 white. We can correct that. Now we're going to start to get pushed over by the wind. You can see it. We've got to kind of fight it to the left.
100.
We'll just point the nose in towards it.
50. 40.
Nice.
30. 20. 10.
Gentle flare. It'll idle itself because we're still on auto throttle. Touchdown. Very nice. Now we just need to fight this crosswind a little bit. Just use your ailerons, fly it, don't let go of the controls. Keep it in the middle, and there you go. The IGS runway 13 at Kai Tak is complete. Now, a lot of you asked for replays. I'm going to do some replays. Problem is, because of the way the 777's been programmed, it looks a bit odd, and you get some erroneous flight controls and stuff like that. They're not broken, it's just the way it is, but at least you get to see how it comes in and over the top. So the first replay is from the runway, kind of sat on the runway. So here we go. You can see us in the distance there, just coming round the corner.
Caution, terrain. Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain.
Swooping right-hand turn.
Terrain. Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain.
And you can see that crosswind now starting to really push us over. Look at the crab on that. The nose is maybe 20 degrees to the left of where we need it to be. You see the speed brakes are already out, but that's because of FS Recorder. And some of you more vigilant viewers will notice that the wheels are on fire. Anyway, this is from the checkerboard, which I was pointing out before. This is kind of an infamous view, I guess. You see this on YouTube a lot, and this is what it looks like from that direction. So we're looking from the checkerboard down towards the runway. And you can see the speed brakes are up. Sadly, nothing I can do about that. But they're not when we're flying, put it that way. And then you can see my epic camera skills trying to zoom in, but not doing a very good job of it. But you can also see the crab still, which is pretty cool. Even though the wheels touch the ground pretty smoothly, they just kind of flatten out. I'm not quite sure why. But there you go. Nice sweeping touchdown. Pretty happy with that. Anyway, the grand finale of all views, which everyone wants to see, comes from the left-hand side of the aircraft and over the wing. I will leave you with this. I hope you enjoyed the video. I don't know if it's informative or not. It's relatively straightforward. I'll leave you the links to all of those files. And once again, thank you very much for watching. It's been a pleasure. Until the next video, take care, guys, and I'll speak to you later. Bye bye.
Too low terrain. Too low terrain. Too low